Okay. I was going to do another intro, but that didn't happen. And thank you guys for joining 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. I'm here with my co-host, Ryan from No Border Sports. How you doing, bro?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Doing great and just chilling. Obviously, guys, I could be doing a lot better if we weren't coming off of a loss. I'm just
Cool.
trying to be in good spirits. I've been watching football for God knows how many years, and sure, losses are terrible and they suck. But I try not to let it affect my everyday life, so to speak. So we do got some people waiting in the chat. I just want to say what's up to them really quick. We got 49ers throwbacks. Says thanks for tuning in, faithful. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Always appreciate you, brother. We got Jimmy. What up, Jimmy? Is what's good, my Niner family. Hey, Jimmy, do me a favor. Hit me up on whatever social media you have me on because I got multiple Jimmys who follow me on social media, and I don't know which one is you. So just let me know what's up. What's up, Red Jet? Red Jet Shell says, there's a chat. What's good, Ryan? Appreciate you.
What up,
And
Red
yes,
Jet?
he says this loss wasn't exactly a terrible one. It was terrible, but
Man.
I'm not going to let it destroy my personal life. What do you think, Ryan? And how you doing?
Well, it'd be a lot better if we had a dub. Holy G-mini Christmas. There's so many parts in this game we could have won, and we just didn't. And that's what's so frustrating. But at least the players know what they could have done better, it seems like, but from the interviews. Poor Fred. I feel bad. Fred played his ass off yesterday, and the team still was able to lose. You know what I mean? So, oh, you're muted.
It's 11 on 11, and if only one guy's playing his ass off on defense, so to speak, with a little help from Bosa here and there, it's not going to be a pretty day at the office. So, yeah, I was muted, Red J. I know it's been a funny day setting up. We literally ran the intro, so we weren't even live yet. I forgot to hit the live, but it was really funny. So, hey, at least we find a way to get some laughs out of our system, despite that terrible football game, if they want to call it a football game, that matchup. I don't know. It's like, how many times did I say we're going to break this streak? I don't believe in superstition. I don't believe in curses. And lo and behold, we play the game of flops and the ball bouncing all kinds of different ways. And yeah, you could definitely say we were outcoached. We were outplayed, outcoached, all the above.
Oh, see, look, Red Jet. She's a fan of good music, and she wanted to hear your.
Okay, so there's explanation behind this. So I gotta work a bit. I gotta work a bit before I do my next show. I can't guarantee it'll be done next show. Maybe next week. But what I want to do is put together a whole new intro. Well, basically an edited version of my current intro with that song and with some Brock Purdy in the mix because I don't have Brock Purdy on there. I have Trey Lance on there. We all know that ship sailed long ago. I had to deprogram myself like they did in Men in Black, and that's that. I don't even have to explain that. We all know what's up with that. And
what was that thing called?
Go ahead.
The neuralizer, the something.
I forgot what they called it in Men in Black. I forget. I saw it a few times.
Neuralizer. So the second part was a neuralizer. I remember you remember the name of his gun?
I do not know.
The Cricket. He's all pissed
there you
off
go.
about that because he got the little itty bitty gun. That thing sent him through the wall or something like that. Sent him backpacking. He was all all happy he got the big ass gun. It's the littlest gun, but it got the biggest wallop.
Okay, so Red Jet says, need any pics for your new intro? Say the word. Okay, I appreciate that. I don't think I'm going to be using pictures. I'll just use some clips. I appreciate that, though. Yeah, Ekim, we always lose at Minnesota for whatever weird reason. Last time we won, 1992. Yeah, this game.
I was 10.
Oh, you know what? The upside to this game was I had plans early in the day, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to see it live. But fortunately, I wasn't able to see it live because I watched on the DVD. And what the normal person did was sit for 3 hours in front of their television screen watching that debacle. I sat for 1 hour in front of my screen watching that debacle because I had it on the DVR. I skipped through all the commercials and all the halftime, and that was that.
I listened to it once and then watched it, so I had to endure it twice.
And go ahead. What was going through your mind when you were listening?
Well, if you check my Twitter timeline, I was recommending that the stadium be burnt to the ground and then rebuilt on a different location.
You mean the Viking stadium or our stadium?
My stadium. So I
Oh, okay.
I was very well grounded and level headed, emotionally firm. So yeah, no, I hated every minute of it. I'm also watching Red Zone, and I'm watching every other team in the league just shit the every other kind of like good team in the league just kind of shit the bed. Like my pick'ems,
Baltimore.
like there's so many of them, but my pick'ems like right now as it sits, like I'm 7-8, and if the Philadelphia Eagles don't keep this 1 point lead, I'll be 7-9. So I mean, it was a hell of a weekend. There's some crazy games. We don't even need to get it. We could get it to later, but there was just crazy games.
Okay. I didn't want to be reminded of the game. That's why I'm probably in pretty good spirits because I didn't watch football for the rest of the day. There were other games on after I got done watching the Niners, and I didn't bother with the other teams. I didn't bother watching highlight reels for the rest of the day. Watched nothing. The moment I watched what I saw on the TV of the Niners playing, I said, "Screw it! I'm not going to bother." And therefore, I didn't even know the Raiders beat the damn Ravens. I knew it was a close game while watching the Niner game because I saw the highlights during the game, but I was like, dude, if the Raiders end up beating the Baltimore Ravens, don't expect the Niners to win. It's going to be one of those weird, shitty type days. Maybe because it was the weekend of Friday the 13th. I don't know. I'm not superstitious. I'm not totally not. I totally didn't believe in the curse or believe in the streak or anything, but I'm just trying to make some weird sense out of this damn thing. We got 49er dude up in the chat, fellas. He says, hey, I didn't play your music the last two shows because I'm trying to revamp the intro to put some Brock Purdy stuff in there. Didn't start on it yet, but that's the plan. And once I do, I'll start playing the song you made again. He made an amazing song for my channel. I totally appreciate it. Got to meet him last year, and it was awesome. What were you gonna say?
Well, like Detroit lost by 4 points to Tampa Bay, right? Tampa Bay had 216 yards, total yards. Detroit had 400.
How do you win a game if you only have 216 total yards?
Detroit had 463 yards and only 16 points. There's things that are just crazy that happened this week. The games, like, I don't know. It's the Las Vegas and Baltimore. You're talking about Las Vegas had 260 yards total. Baltimore had 378.
We outgained the Vikings too. We had 399 yards total, right? If I'm not mistaken.
They had 400.
Oh, they had 400?
403.
Oh, okay. It was very close in terms of yardage, though.
Very close.
Yeah.
But we had
go ahead.
We had more time of possession. There was a lot of things in the stats. Hold on, let me get
really. They
had
better time of possession. I thought they did. I didn't think we did.
34 like we didn't. Well, as far as the NFL stats that I Googled NFL and it comes up with all the games and I clicked on it. So this is the kind of the actual NFL stats thing, and it says they got the 49ers 34.8 minutes, Vikings 25.2 minutes. We had more first downs. We had 24 first downs. We had more passing yards. They had more penalties. We had more return yards. We had more total plays. We were tied for turnovers. They had 1.5 more yards per play, which is obviously the Justin Jefferson.
Oh my god! I call it a Hail Mary pass, but it wasn't a Hail Mary situation.
They also sacked Brock 5 times.
Yeah, they did. Early in the game, I was heated because McKivitz just let the guy through like a freaking matador. I'm like, bro, McKivitz, we know you're not an all-pro. We know you're not a Pro Bowl player. but at least look like you belong in the damn NFL. We got rid of McGlinchey, and you supposedly were supposed to be just as good as McGlinchey or not much of a drop off. And you're looking at times he looks way worse than McGlinchey in pass protection. At least McGlinchey at times would put up a fight in the beginning and then get beat. Like, come on, dude, we can't let Brock just sit there and take free shots, you know?
Also, the other thing I'm looking at, they were able to score in every quarter. Oh, was he sacked 6 times? My bad. Looking at their defensive stats, I thought I only saw 5.
You were supposed to be the guy prepared with all the notes, man. I was told
well,
I got into this naked, man.
I got Van Kinkel with 1, Blake Cashman with 1, Pat Jones the second with 2, and Jonathan Greenard for 1. But no, they found a way to score in every quarter of the game. And I think that undoubtedly was the way to go. You mind if I get into kind of some position group stuff?
Go ahead. Right. The floor is yours. It's all good.
Wonderful. Offensive line. Banks missed a block that could have been a JP Mason touchdown, but we did the turnover and downs on the goal line instead. So I think it was the second down, if I remember correctly. He missed a block that I think it was on the linebacker, if I remember correctly. Totally whiffs. And then he, or maybe, yeah, I think he totally whiffs on it. And then Jordan's gets stuffed. I think it was on the 4-yard line, 2-yard line, something like that. We could have totally went up 7 points at that point. I think.
And that was a drive where we just kicked the field goal, right?
No, we turned over on downs.
Oh, we turned over.
That was the 4th and goal. Trent Williams had his false start and then lets an inside rusher go free. And his guy tips the ball, making the pass go incomplete. That was, so Trent needs to kind of get ready. All that time wasn't so great, even though he's a pro, right? Brandel needed help all game long. It's that last drive when we went down and scored the field goal, right? Yeah, went down and scored the field goal. Every time it was like, Pooney, you're with me. Everybody else was one-on-one, but Pooney had to be holding Brendel's hand because he knew he was the weak link. And he whiffs on a stunt play out of position, and Pooney can't get off his block, causing a sack on 3rd and 11 on our 45. So what I'm saying is Brendel's over here. He goes to come up and block his guy. His guy leaves, doesn't even engage him. And Brendel falls kind of forward and then squares his sides are going north and south instead of east and west, and his head facing north and south, right? So he's turned off like this, and Pooney's already engaged with his guy as he's watching Brendel's guy go around him. Now, he can't also pass this guy off because no matter at this point, if he lets go of this guy, he's making this guy the quickest rusher to Purdy. So essentially he's got to stay on his own guy until that guy passes him. And then that guy's the guy who essentially he would have to block because he's the closest one to Purdy. But at that point you can't because you were already engaged with somebody. So you're just pretty much fucked. So Brendel being out of position screwed over Pooney from being able to pass off his guy and then pick up Brendel's guy. Aaron Banks let his man go between him and Trent, thinking it was a stunt. So on this very next play, I think it was that was the. Oh, maybe I'm
just gonna read this comment really quick from Dave McNiner.
Yeah,
he said the right side. What's up, David? He said the right side of the O line did better than the left. He watched the all 22. Okay, yeah, I wish I got to see the all 22, even though the game was so dreadful. Kim says Pooney is playing as well as he can be. I totally agree. And he only trusts Banks and Pooney. Go ahead.
Well, Banks over here, he's not, like I was telling you, let his man go between him and Trent, thinking it was a stunt. He's not even like making sure his man is going on a stunt. He's just believing it. And all the dude did was he looked like he was going around a stunt and then immediately got down and got close and cut right in between him and Trent. It was just trash. And then Banks is out there looking like he's guarding nobody. And Trent, it was just
Trent got worked on some play. I can't remember how it went exactly. It was almost like the guy did a pirouette on Trent, and then he was just going straight towards Purdy. I'm not sure if it was a sack or an incomplete pass, but he definitely made contact with Purdy on that play. There honestly, there were multiple times in this game when I was like, "Damn, Trent, you held out for all that guaranteed money." And then there were some questionable moments in the Super Bowl, like, bro, like if you're going to be considered the best offensive lineman and you want to get paid like one, like, come on, we need that production on the field. And you're obviously our best offensive lineman. We get that, but yeah, the line could have done a whole lot better. You know, you mentioned Trent and obviously Brendel and Pooney, man. And this guy, even in week 1, he was picking up on mistakes for I think at least on 5 separate occasions, if not more. He was picking up blocks for McKivitz, and it seems like he's doing the same thing week in and week out now. And sure, that's great that we have Pooney that can do that, but he shouldn't have to be doing that. McKivitz should be doing his job.
Well, this is the other thing. Most of these were on pass plays. We were running the ball we were very effectively in the first half, and we only scored 7 points in the first half. We were running at a higher clip than anybody else. And then we were stonewalled in the second half, and Jordan Mason still comes up with a 5-yard average.
Yeah, Mason at times, man, when he hits that hole, dude, he just booms, go really fast. And this is supposedly somebody who NFL scouts thought was too slow. He ran a 4.58 at the combine, and the scouts didn't think he was fast enough to be drafted. But lo and behold, he looks like somebody that should have well been drafted, somebody that should have gotten off field a whole lot more last year. But what we found out was that Bobby Turner wasn't a fan of him. He wasn't impressing Bobby Turner in the film room, and Bobby Turner speaks has a lot of authority on that team. And people were blaming Kyle for him not getting on the field. But Jordan Mason himself admitted that he wasn't mature, he wasn't grown up enough to be ready for the NFL when it came to things like that. But every time he touched the ball, though, he was effective. But it's great to see him finally, get a heavy workload. It's unfortunate that CMC is out. Hopefully he comes back soon and he's better than ever. And we are very, very good at getting running backs going. I wanted to see Isaac Garendo in the mix a little bit more. I know I think he had one carry where he didn't do all too well. I'm curious to see what he can do. Yeah, we got let's see. So definitely Mason's doing his job. He's doing more than his job.
So can I bring up something also? We got Deebo Samuel, right, in the backfield. Guess what his average was rushing?
Not surprising. I pulled it up on the stat sheet. Minus 5 yards a carry, which is ridiculous.
And his longest was -1. So I'm not saying let's stop doing this. What I'm saying is let's just fake it. They obviously are sniffing this out every single time. So let them believe we're doing that every single time until they don't believe we're doing it. And then let's hand it the ball off to them, right? Until when they don't respect it.
I only like Deebo on outside zone type plays. And in terms of being liking him on outside zone plays, it's like every once in a while. But when it's like we're so predictable with Deebo, even in week 1 we as much as we won that game as great as we were in week 1, teams know that Deebo's going to get the ball when he's lined up like that, and then their linebackers smash right into him. He takes a ton of contact that a wide receiver normally takes, and therefore you may think it could have some effect on his routes. And I forgot to mention that doesn't Deebo have like an injury now, a calf strain of some sort? And
I don't know. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, I heard something about that. Somebody wants to clarify in the chat. Go ahead. I heard that a few hours before the game. If somebody wants to add to it, go right ahead. But it's like, surprise, surprise. I mean, we run this guy like through a brick wall. We think he's Jerome Bettis or something. It's just ridiculous. We got Jacob Cowing, right? He's a really fast rookie. He runs a 4.3 40. Right. We can run him on some of those jet sweeps.
Right. Where are those?
Yeah, I don't know. 8 catches, 110 yards for Deebo, but a run fake.
Well, now The other thing, though, is when you run those jet sweeps, then you start getting those defensive ends running up field immediately. And that might not be something you want to do with your game plan, depending. You know what I mean? Not having somebody conditioned to coming up field like that. Because when we used to run those with Debo, they used to do that all the time. They used to immediately run up field.
Yeah, so it's confirmed he's out a couple of weeks. Yeah, I knew I wasn't seeing things when I saw the report. It's unfortunate. So get well quick, Debo. Yeah, this means a heavier workload for Jacob Cowing, obviously, on Chris Conley, who I do like. Maybe Ronnie Bell, Juwan Jennings. Obviously, he's got to step to play. How about Brandon Ayuk? Can he step up to the plate? What do you think about Ayuk so far?
Yes, I think he can step up to the plate. That's Brandon fucking Ayuk. Will it happen? I don't know.
Peyton Manning was right when he went on that rant. Some people say he was too harsh or he was too mean, but dude, this is a big boy sport. You're making big boy dollars, and if you come back from that contract, hold on. I'm sorry, you better show that you're ready. Obviously, you missing all that time means something, dude. If it didn't mean anything, all the NFL teams wouldn't start early in the season, preseason, training camp. They wouldn't start at such an early date. I mean,
but
all those reps mean something.
You know who else makes a lot of money?
Who?
The people who could have signed Brandon Ayuk a couple weeks after the season ended for about $26 million, but they wanted to fucking bargain them down $1 million to about 25.
They should have just did it right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Look, you reap what you sow. I don't want to hear shit about what Brandon Ayuk is doing in the offseason if he didn't come to the table right after the offseason, say, okay, what are we doing? Let's work this deal out. If he didn't do that, if he was like, nah, tell him I'm busy. You know what I mean? If he did something like that, then I would be right there with Peyton Manning. But when he was at the table going, okay, here I am. I'm ready. That sounds reasonable if you go to 26. Oh no, we're going to slow play this. Okay. And then all the other stuff dropped, and now they're going, oh no, we got to pay him 30 mil. And then what does he do? He stays out even longer. Why? Because he's seen what you do all the other off seasons, and maybe he thinks he can get one last bid. Maybe he can get 31, 32 million. So everything they have done, all these, expensive dudes in the past offseason essentially is set everything up for this offseason to be like this. So I'm not going to get mad at Brandon Ayuk for him trying to make sure he gets every single dollar, right? Like we would both do, right? Or right?
Yeah, yes and no, because so there was a period of time when the Niners, I forgot what the exact timeline was. Correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows what's up, but was it right before the Amon-Ra St. Brown or right after it? Somewhere down that line. It was obviously a few months before training camp started, I believe, and the Niners were on the ready to give him a whole new deal, and Ayuk's agent was like, no, we're gonna wait. We don't want this deal. So it was like they wanted to wait till all the other guys got paid, and that's what caused a major delay.
So how is that? They were ready and at the table, and the 49ers, like I said, wanted to bargain over $1 million, and then Amon St. Brown dropped. They realized, oh hey, the market is going to be shifting, because if Amon St. Brown can get that, then Justin Jefferson's going to get a lot more, right? And so, yeah, but that's not saying that the 49ers couldn't have this deal done and then Trent Williams deal done and everybody else's deal done a month or two after the offseason.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to get too mad, because
I don't want to really talk too much more.
I'm not going to get too mad. I mentioned this before, but really quick. I mean, after all that contract drama, we still have the most cap room in the NFL. So that the way they found the way to do that was pretty remarkable. What up, Prep Platform 246? I see you, bro. Let's see what he says. He says, round of applause.
Oh, I know you are, sir. I seen your post.
I didn't see the post about this. I saw the post about Shanahan, but he said, I'm mad at Brandon because I don't care about his money that he gets. I care about what makes it the best team. And also Kyle and John, My damn nerves. Two things can be true. Oh yeah, definitely. That there's plenty of ways you can point the fingers, just like this game. And the game could be pointed towards the coaching staff. The game could be pointed towards the players, minus 3 or 4 dudes maybe.
Minus like Fred.
Oh yeah, well, go ahead and talk about
Well,
Fred. Man. I was gonna mention him, but
I didn't even write down everything he did. I just wrote down where is it?
He played like a man possessed week 1, and he carried over the
Fred
week 2.
tried his best to win the game for us. And then right underneath it, Devondre Campbell Sr. doesn't really stand out at all.
No, he doesn't.
No,
he does
not at all.
I hope D Winters or somebody can try to beat him out in the meantime before Greenlaw comes back.
He got 2 solo tackles, and Demetrius Flanagan-Foles got 2 solo tackles. He also got Campbell also got 5 tackle assists. But let's face it, you should have, and in his position, you should have at least 5 tackle assists just playing where you're at. Like somebody else makes the stop and you just kind of go over there and hug somebody and get a tackle assist. So like I'm just thinking like we've got guys that we drafted who we want to see get better. If we're going to lose a game to the fucking Vikings, why are we losing a game teaching some of these other guys getting D Winters out there instead of Devondre Campbell, who is not the guy he said he was? You know, like he was blaming it on the system.
Yeah, he was that guy like 3 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but really quick about Fred Warner, man. Please. He literally stopped them 2 touchdowns from happening. That's what he did. You know, got the fumble recovery. I wish he would have ran that in for a touchdown. Extra points would have definitely helped us a whole lot. Yeah, I mean, I love what he's doing. And keep in mind, a lot of people may have made the argument like, oh, well, he plays next to Greenlaw and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. But this is without Greenlaw that he's doing this. Go ahead.
That Aaron Jones touchdown that Fred Warner punched out, Malik Mustafa was totally out of position there, and Aaron Jones was running past him right at the point when Fred Warner punched that out. So his shoulders were going north and south when they should have been east and west, you know, trying to stop him. So like we had look, I'm not all mad at everybody else was playing shit on the defense. Malik's a young guy. He's got this and that, but Renardo Green, if he was trailing correctly, could have cut off the throwing lane, and the Vikings wouldn't have moved into field goal range in that last drive to make it go from 20 to 23. There's everybody. Mitch, he got the punt blocked, right? And then the guy gets up and he steps out of his way to let him.
Yeah, he pulled a George Kittle. Remember George Kittle in the Super Bowl when that fumble? Kinda. And he's like joking and laughing and not even diving for the ball. Like,
well,
bro, man.
I don't know.
It's a little different. The angles were different, but the principle, in my opinion, is the same. When you're you know, what was that drill that we used to play in football practice? Everybody does this. They throw the ball. I forgot the name. They throw the ball on the field, and everybody jumps and does a dog pile for the ball, like to simulate a fumble. Do you remember what that play was called? We used to do that all the time in practice back in the day. That's why they do that. Yeah, fumble, whatever fumble drill that you want to call it. What up, the gambler? I see you, bro. He says, even without Debo, we're still going to beat the Rams. They're not going to have Cooper Kupp. They're not going to have the Puka Nacua. We're playing at home, so we better beat them. You know what I want to do? Do you have anything else to say really before I play this video? I want to run a video unless you have something else you want to say.
No, go ahead and run the video. I got it.
Okay. So I normally don't play fan reaction videos, but every now and then if one really stands out, I'll do it. And I think this one calls for us to do so. This is you guys are familiar with Niner Nick. He's famous for his Twitter rants, and I had posted the video on my Instagram page, and it's definitely worth taking a look at. And we're gonna play it right about now. Let's do this.
Peacock.
Where to begin? Where to even begin? First of all, Fred Warner, salute to you. You did not let this team go down without a fight, even though it looked like the Vikings were going to win this game running away. I don't get it. Sam Darnold looked like Tom Brady down the stretch of the football game. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7, 3rd and 2. Dot, dot, dot. How do you let Sam Darnold light you up like a Christmas tree? Light you up like some Disneyland fireworks? How do you get lit up by Sam Darnold? At halftime, the Vikings were on pace for 500 total yards. What a joke. What a joke. They didn't even have Justin Jefferson. They didn't even have Justin Jefferson when the game was on the line. And that's how the Niners show up and show out. Everybody but Fred Warner on the defense. Sorensen, your defense. Counting on Nick Bosa to win his pass rush reps every single time. So vanilla. That was the most vanilla defensive game I've ever seen.
There was no blitzes
Defensive
until like the
sucked.
fourth quarter.
22, Yidam, however you say his name, sucked.
8 minutes.
That's just
in the
awful.
fourth.
Brock was
That's
no
the first one I
better.
saw.
Kyle Shanahan was no better. No rhythm. It was a rhythmless football team on offense. It looked like a team that was without their number one receiver all offseason. And you can blame the front office, Brandon Ayuk, and everybody involved for that. This
No,
is a
not
stuck-up
Brandon.
football
I blame
team
Brandon
that just
too.
thinks
Come
they
on,
can
you gotta blame
gallop
Brandon
their
too.
way
Nah.
back to the NFC
No,
Championship.
he
and back to
he
the
took
Super
an
Bowl.
offer
No,
that was
you gotta
already
put in the
3
work
weeks
in
old.
July and August. You got to do it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't even want to do silver linings because the NFC's wide open. The Lions lost today. I don't even know what happened in the Seahawks game. They were getting ready to score last I checked. The NFC's wide open,
squeaked
but what
by.
we can all agree on is the 49ers are going to be nowhere near as dominant this year. No McCaffrey. George Kittle missed a lot of time this game. Debo missed a lot of time this game. It looked like an unconditioned football team not ready to play a road game in Minnesota, and that's alarming. It's alarming. You just lost to Sam Darnold.
Yeah,
Sam Darnold.
because he had
Looked
great
like
time
freaking
in
the
pocket
dude from
pressure, or
The Incredibles.
great
Sam
time in the
Darnold.
pocket, going through his checkdowns.
Sam Darnold. Sam's Club. I even changed my fit to bring good juju. No luck.
Yeah,
Ah!
All right, that's the end of it. As painful as that loss was, and I'm sure playing Niner fans out there suffered, and they can agree to pretty much almost everything that he said. Yeah, and that's how it felt watching that game. I mean, we were playing Cash Me Up the whole time. We had a million fuck ups in the first half. That again, I mentioned again that stupid deep pass to Justin Jefferson should have never ever happened. Where the fuck was Odom on that play? He's supposed to be our deep free safety. And
no, it was.
so where was he
Jair.
lined up? Because I didn't see Jair Brown was deep on that play.
Odom was like the nickel.
Okay, so Odom was a nickel,
was
and
over
Jair
top.
Brown was free.
Yeah, he was over top.
I see.
Jair
As much
was
as I like
looking-
Jair Brown, as much as I like
looking
Jair
in.
Brown, I don't know if he's capable. They say our safeties like to be interchangeable. I don't know if neither him, Malik Mustafa, Hufanga, when they come back, I don't know if any of those guys can play the free safety on deep plays like that. I really don't.
It's Jair can, I think, if he was. When you got Justin Jefferson on the field, let me tell you what, guy, you got to be making sure you're always looking to that side. Don't worry about the other side. If their second and third receiver gets one-on-one past you, well, guess what? That'll be okay, because anybody on the team can kind of chase them down, right? Not chase them down, but you might be able to, stop them. It's not a for sure thing that it's gone. And what did they do? He's just looking off and not respecting Justin Jefferson, and Justin Jefferson took it to the house. This is the other thing. It's not like it was bump and run coverage.
Who was the initial person guarding Jefferson? Who was it Ward or was it Yadam?
No, he was in the slot. So
it was Odom then.
It was Odom. Like I said, his nickel.
Okay. So I initially thought, because I didn't see that, I didn't diagnose the play or anything like that. But
if you expect Odom to go step for step with Justin Jefferson out of the slot,
what kind of scheme is that? What kind of scheme are we doing? Why are we having Odom on fucking Jefferson as a nickel corner?
I don't know. I didn't get too much of a look at it. I'm just
saying by default you think at least put Demo, Yadam, or Ward on them. One of them. Either shadow the guy or with Charvarius Ward, or have Demo's nickel. I mean, I would never put Odom as a freaking nickel on Jefferson. Never.
You know what Bill Belichick said? This is what Bill Belichick said to do in this situation. Is you take your best cornerback, and that cornerback covers their second best wide receiver. And then, or the best cornerback covers the second best wide receiver all alone. And then you take your second best cornerback, you put them on the Justin Jefferson type, and then you give him help over the top with a safety. And obviously that safety needs to know he's only there to help one person. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, once the ball's in the air going to somebody else, you can get off, tracking this person. But until then, that's how you stop a team like that. Because once you stop the number one, they're going to go to the number two. So you got to stop them both at the same time and make them worry about spreading the ball to their third, fourth, and fifth round, or not round, but options. So that I thought was a great idea. Did you see much from Trevarius Ward? I saw 7 here and there in shots, but
one of his worst games as a Niner, to be honest.
He's only got 1 tackle. I was not happy with that.
He did not have a good game, to say it in a nice, friendly way. David McNiner said Odom was pulled for Mustafa after the long play, nothing deep after.
Yeah, but it was Jair Brown's fault because so in that situation, right? The cornerback, whoever's covering the wide receiver, they can get beat, and the safety is there to take up that slack and make sure that the player doesn't get past them, right? So essentially, not that I like it, but George Odom in that situation, I don't expect him to be able to win that battle. Actually, that was a great call by them and getting us in a bad situation. But what you have to do is make sure he can't get over the top of you in that situation, which that is Jair Brown's job. You're the last defense, and he was too busy looking somewhere else and got smoked. So I just thought they benched Odom to send Jair Brown a message. They didn't want to bench Jair Brown and mess with his confidence, so they just benched Odom, who I feel was kind of like a whipping boy in this situation. You know what a whipping boy is?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. So also, real quick, I want to go out and say this. I think I probably said this before. I know I tweeted this at Rich Kelts. Shout out Kelts, got a great show.
What up, Kelts?
Kyle reminds me of Henry Winkler from The Waterboy.
You said that. Yeah, I thought you were saying that way before Kelts said it.
No. I was just saying. I know. I've said it before. I'm saying it again. I'm just wanted to make sure everybody knew.
Fonzie.
He reminded me of that again. Like it was like it was in his fucking head the whole time. Even though we were moving the ball around, but there was times it was like
they're moving the ball, but there's situations. Now there were some fuck ups by some players here and there too, but there were certain situations, especially when we got close, like we got to punch those fucking in and for touchdowns, dude. Fuck field goals, and then we'd even convert on a 4th down, and the horrendous. This wasn't Kyle's fault, but there was that horrendous play. I just had nightmares of it where the ball just. This never happens to Purdy. The ball just flopped out of his hand for no reason. Had time to throw. He was trying to throw it to use check or whatever, and it just looked like total crap. And they picked it off. The freaking D lineman picked off Purdy.
What is that? This was the game. If anything could happen, it would. Like when I look at Brock Purdy's stats, that's not the stats of a losing quarterback.
Yardage, yeah. We were down though, so we had to throw a lot. 390 yards.
I got you, but still, QBR 111.
Okay.
111 with 1 interception, one touchdown.
That's a pretty good QBR considering the fact he only had 1 for 1. Yeah.
28 for 36. So, but yeah, when you look at that, it doesn't look like Brock Purdy lost the game, but we did. We scored a touchdown, and then in the 4th quarter, when we're trying to save everything, we end up scoring 10 points.
One thing that was alarm. Oh, go ahead.
We needed to run the ball more. We should have ran the ball down their throats over and over and over again in the first half. We were able to essentially do it at will. It was almost 6 to 10 yards every time Jordan Mason took the ball in the first half, to the point where I wrote, man, we should have ran more in my notes. I said we should have ran more in the second half. And I was watching in the second half, I was watching Mason get stonewalled. And then when I look at his stats, he's still averaging 5 yards.
He averaged 5 yards. Yeah.
So to me, he ran so good in the first half that even getting garbage runs and just adding to his attempts, he was still able to crack 100 yards and have a great average of 5 yards per carry. So why didn't we just capitalize on that honeypot when we had it? We might have been able to put up another touchdown or so. That also might have taken away opportunities for them to score. There was so many missed opportunities that we could have, like, one plays, if we would have done it better, might have changed the whole course of the game. And we just failed on a lot of them. And like going for it on fourth and all that stuff, at some point you should get it. We didn't. You know what I mean? Like,
I think we only converted on 1 4th down opportunity, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
We went out, got Jake Moody to kick all these big long field goals when we're not going to kick them, even if they're close. I like you trying to go for it, but man, that some days are just off, and you need to just get the points while they're there and just call it good. I have a feeling, and this is one of those days. Like, when everything's off and things don't seem right, just take the fucking points when they come.
In most cases, you do that. I know you kind of get hungry and you're motivated. You want to get touchdowns. Like, come on, we're going to be aggressive. It's a yin and a yang. It's a double-edged sword. Many times we are successful at making the right, proper decisions. This time around, we weren't. Just a lot of things went wrong. And if you look at the stat sheet, sure, you would think with all the people that got opportunities, especially in the passing game, Debo, Kittle had a touchdown, 7 yards, 77 catches, 76 yards.
Debo is causing people to lose their touchdowns and their first downs with his holding and his penalties.
He is.
He's got to get that shit squared away.
We just look sloppy in general. We look really, really sloppy. Like, it's just terrible, man.
I'm not like pissed at Debo, but like, come on, man. You had two great Jordan Mason plays taken back because of your holding. I'd rather him only getting 6 yards instead of 10 and not have a holding call, bro. You know what I mean? So, Debo, as you're resting up, I hope you get better quickly, sir. But please, let's work on that. For your teammates, homie.
Yep. So yeah, I mentioned earlier that Debo's going to be out. Guys like Jawan Jennings, Chris Conley, Cowing, throwing in whatever name. Ayuk. I want to see a monster game from Ayuk this coming week. I really do. Let's see. Did we miss anybody on defense? I mean, there wasn't. Diamond Lenore. I love the guy, and I laughed at it. And maybe he should have opened his mouth because he said something about how Sam Darnold likes to throw him the ball, and lo and behold, Sam Darnold's looking like freaking Tom Brady against us, like Niner Nick said in that video. Yeah, it just every time I thought we'd stop Darnold on certain plays, we weren't. He was just nailing us. He was killing us.
Demo had the same stats as Devondre Campbell.
Yeah, with 2 tackles.
2 tackles and 5 tackle assists.
Yeah.
He was underwhelming. Javon Hargrave.
Oh, there you go. I was going to mention him.
2 tackle assists. I mean, who was
He's
it?
getting paid a hefty amount. Hargrave's getting paid a lot.
Yadam was everywhere. He got, I think he got was it him who got the fumble recovery at the punt? That's the other thing. Like, our special teams were bad.
I like Cowing. A lot of people
Cowing
like
was
him,
the one who muffed it.
Yeah.
And then it came out the side, and I believe it was Yadam.
Dude, when
Or-
that play happened, I was this close to turning the TV off because I was like, "Oh, these guys are going to pick it up and run it in for a touchdown."
Yeah, I'm just not. I wasn't happy with our performance. Essentially, everybody except for Fred. I couldn't believe how much time Sam Darnold had. Like we were moving the pocket around, we were deforming the pocket and shape, and he was having to move around in there, but there was nobody penetrating, forcing him out.
Mhm.
So we weren't really able to make him have to make bad decisions on the run. Which
I
is
didn't see much from Leonard Floyd either. I didn't see him do much.
I didn't hear him come up once.
Let me see what's up. The Papa J says Chris Conley over Jacob Cowing. I like Cowing a lot. I'm sure he's got some seasoning to do. We get it.
Floyd didn't even get any stats.
Yeah, I didn't recall seeing Floyd do anything this game. I saw him out there a few times, but
Didn't record a tackle, assist, or nothing.
Yatir Gross Matos was out there. In the beginning, I was like, "Who's this number 94 guy?" Then I finally saw the back of his jersey. But he did even register a tackle, so he's got to get back to what he was. It just didn't look good, man. You could throw the blame around so many different ways, the coaches, players, you name it. Oh man, I don't know if I want to keep talking about this game anymore. It's so bad. I think we pretty much covered everything about the game, and we can talk about other stuff if you have anything else in your mind. Unless there was something that we missed on your notes, go right ahead.
Oh, I didn't check any off.
Do you mind? I need to step away for like 1 minute. I'm gonna be right back. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Feel free to go say whatever you want to say when I'm gone.
So on the 2 touchdowns that we gave up, the key was letting someone get behind us and not watching the best player on the field. So like we have to this is basic shit. 2 of those touchdowns, 2 of their 2 touchdowns were gotten off of us making mistakes that are like day one type shit. You never let anybody beat you deep. You never let anybody get past you. Happened twice. Yeah, no blitzes in the first half. With seconds left, no one in the middle of the field spying Sam Darnold. He runs for 30 yards to get into field goal range. This is something we place Kyler Murray. If anybody can move, we need a quarterback we need a linebacker or somebody to kind of spy, especially if they be trying to take shots downfield and you're running man coverage, backs turned. Like I said, the first blitz I saw was with like 8 minutes left in the fourth, but I don't know if that was the first blitz. I had gone so long with not seeing a blitz, I forgot that I was kind of checking for that. And then all of a sudden was like, wait, was that a blitz? Yeah. Let's see. They had no answer for our run game. Juice needs to snatch the ball out of the air. That was kind of
on which play are we talking about? Is that the
interception?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So and I went back and watched it. I wasn't sure if it was a bad read on Purdy's part, but it looked like even though that this defender was there, it just seemed like Juszczyk could have still made a play on it.
I don't remember what the pressure was like. I don't remember.
It wasn't terrible. He had time.
I just remember that's a catchable ball. I'm not gonna hang him out to dry over this. First thing, he does a lot to win us games through his blocking or even his,
usually catching is just fine.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like Christian fumbling in the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Like I'm not mad at you out of everybody. I'll let you have a pass because you don't ever really do this. So, but yeah, he needs to figure that one out. That one needs to be grabbed out of the air like Kittle does.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people. The consensus is that the team just looked flat, and I don't want to blame it on the early start. I get it was an early start. We played in the East Coast time zone, but again, you got to be prepared for that. We can't. And we weren't playing in poor weather conditions or anything. We were playing a damn dome stadium.
I heard it was hot. George had to go out for an IV somewhere
hot?
in the second. Yeah, I heard it was real muggy.
Huh?
So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe humid or something. I don't know. You
Sometimes in the
figured they'd have the
domes,
AC going. Yeah.
sometimes in the domes, things can happen. The
I think
King
that
Dome,
they were playing the same conditions that we were too.
the King Dome could be kind of muggy. It smelled kind of like water had gotten in there at some point in time.
You're
know
going
what I
way
mean?
back with it. Well, it does rain a lot in Seattle. You're
Yeah.
going way back with the Kingdom. And I actually visited Seattle in 1992, and I went to a Seattle Mariners Minnesota Twins game at the Kingdom with my brother, and that was my first and last dome experience. I don't, not that I don't plan on going to any more games at domes on the road, maybe, but I've never been to one ever since.
I was so excited to go to my first game there, and once I got to see the field, I was extremely underwhelmed.
I went to tons of A's games when I was in like junior high, so to speak, and even parts of my high school years, and it definitely didn't have the same feel walking into an enclosed stadium as of a real ballpark with green grass.
Ooh, Papa J says Connolly greater than Cowing.
Yeah, I put that up earlier. Yeah, at this stage of his career, maybe. I mean, and Conley is also a deep threat as well. I love Cowing's potential. Speedy, shifty guy, and not a big guy though, small dude. He did grow up as a Niner fan, as all his worth. At least that's what he told the media. But yeah, we definitely. I'd love to see Pearsall do something on this team, and we all know what he's going through. But he said he felt like he could play week 1, but I don't know.
We can open up these holes. I don't understand why we're not doing something with some of these fast guys. Like, we can open up these big, huge holes with Christian McCaffrey in the game. Why can't we open up? Why is Debo not getting yards?
It's so predictable when he gets the ball. It's like, especially on those screen passes. I felt that vibe even last week too. We run the most predictable screen passes with Debo. It's like the defense totally knows what we're doing. Like, I don't know and I got to go back and see it because I don't know if we were running people in motion or not. I don't know, man. Whatever we were doing, it wasn't working.
We need to be exploiting that. Like I said, if they are expecting Debo to run the ball every time we put him in the backfield, put him in the fucking backfield and give the ball to anybody else.
Yep, or throw it.
Yeah, because that's what they're going to do. They're gonna run like a run blitz. They're essentially, that's what I kind of notice, is they just kind of dial up a run blitz anytime Debo's in the backfield, and it seems like everybody's just crashing all the gaps. So, okay, let's fake it to him and throw it behind everybody. When everybody's crashing down, let's throw the ball behind him. I'm sure Kittle can sneak out pretending like he's going to block, right? Let's exploit that. Kyle, I am not an offensive genius. Why am I able to see this?
That rhymed.
Yeah.
They should make a song out
Poetry.
of that. Yeah, you got poetry in motion.
Poetry, motherfuckers.
Thought it was bringing the heat.
Yo.
All right, so thank you for everybody that's in the chat. We appreciate all of you. A little bit low turnout, but no big deal. It was kind of we had to agree on the time, and we kind of didn't have everything set in stone until a few hours before the show. But hey, at the end of the day, we were here. We got a good show going despite the loss. The 17-23 loss on the road in Minnesota. Before we wrap things up, anything you got going on in your channel, or anything else Niner wise or NFL wise you want to bring up before we end the show?
Not really. I just want to win
I know.
Goddamn Super Bowl.
Yes, that's definitely in the bucket list. I grew up. I watched every Super Bowl, but the Dolphins Super Bowl I didn't really watch. It was on in the background, but I wasn't a football fan at that point in time in my life. So unfortunately, I wasn't a Niner fan just yet. But I did end up being a Niner fan for 3 of the Super Bowls that we won. I watched them from beginning to end, and I feel bad for the younger Niner fans that haven't experienced the Super Bowl victory. So God willing, we do get that taken care of sooner than later. Yeah, again, appreciate everybody in the chat. Anything you got going on in your channel? Anything coming up soon?
There might be something. I don't know. I'm kind of just.
I know. So I'm gonna have some. Oh, by the way, if you guys aren't subscribed to No Border Sports, hit up the description box of the video. It's very important. What I'm gonna be doing is tomorrow. It's not set in stone yet, but if it is set in stone, just checking the 49ers First Takes YouTube channel, and if I do get a link, I'll put it on my community tab on my channel as well to announce that I'll be going live on 49ers First Takes, possibly tomorrow at 7:00. But it hasn't been 100% confirmed there. But just keep your eye on that. On Thursday, I don't have a time set up for it, but just expect to see a new guest on my channel that's never been on before. And I don't know if you guys watched. I had a really nice guest this past weekend. All of our predictions went to shit. Exactly. All of my predictions on the show with Rob. With Raj. Mara said 49ers on Friday. That went to shit. My prediction. The only thing I predicted probably was was Bosa getting 2 sacks. That was about it. What's it called? And then I had this dude named Dre from Dre Area Sports. Had him on Saturday. Yeah, I said that on the show too. That was a lot of fun. And we sound like a bunch of retards because we made predictions on there too. But expect to see a show with a new guest on Thursday. I just don't know the time yet, and I don't know exactly who it's going to be just yet. But once it's confirmed, I'll put the news out on my community tab on my social media. Again, I want to thank everybody on here. Appreciate all you guys. Hey, we just got to beat LA, man. We'll do a preview for the Rams game, no doubt. What do you got? You gonna show us something? Or you were just fixing something?
My light went out.
Oh, okay. Your light went out. I thought you needed to show me something because you showed me the clipboard earlier. With that said, hopefully we do win at Levi's Stadium against the LA Rams. We got to bounce back, and despite the fact we have Debo out, we don't have CMC. It doesn't matter. We still have to win. So thank you guys for watching 49er Minded, where we get into the minds of 49er fans. Keep repping those 49ers and stay 49er minded. Peace. Let's go. We got to bounce back. It's time. Come on, 49er fans. Let's get it.
Because it's 49er mind.
We got to do this one time for the Empire.
It's 49er mind. It's 49er mind.
We gotta get that brick by brick real quick.
49er mind.
Area. Yo, we can't listen to them haters, man.
49er mind.
We from the Bay.
49er mind.
We them San Francisco 49ers.
49er mind.
We got that red and gold blood inside us.
49er mind.